What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back, and we're back for our live transfer talk and a presser reaction. We're going to wrap it up into one today. I was going to get a video out early, but then the presser was going on about, an hour later. So I thought I'd just go live and do them both in one. So we'll do this today, and the preview for Arsenal will be tomorrow. That's when we get into our score predictions, lineup, and of course, there will be a couple of changes as we'll get into it through Daniel Farke's comments today. And there's also a couple of things he said today that I've actually said this summer, and I'm going to repeat them today, obviously, because he said them. So I'm going to summarize them today, man. Annabelle here saying, gutted about Amps, but thankful it's not too serious, like Noah's interview. Yeah, we'll get into all of that, man. Get into all of that. Dan said I preferred Okafor. Tremendous stuff. Just to say as well, thank you to Arinda and David Lowe for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated, guys. And also, on the comments bit, if you scroll over on comments, there's 3 dots in the top corner. There's a hype button, I believe. If you would press that for me when this video is done, that will help me greatly as well. It's all free, so don't worry, you don't have to pay anything. But yeah, just where it says comments, swipe across, it says hype, and press the button. That helps me out a lot as well. And afternoon to everybody. And Ampadu is a big miss. He absolutely is. But listen, we'll get into this now. Noah Okafor is here. He is signed and in the building. Don't know if he's going to be available this weekend. We'll get into that in Farke's comments, but he is here. And listen, I listened to his video as well. Very good to hear him speak and his ambitions as well, and just the way that he wants to play, which is going to be very key as well. Daniel Farke did also repeat what he said as well in regards to his position, but I thought it was a very good interview. Talked about the fans as well when we played them in against AC Milan in Ireland and everything else like that. I know you guys will love that. But yeah, he's looking obviously for a fresh start here. Feels like he's got a lot to contribute, liked what he saw against Everton, and feels, with the chances that we created. I know he wanted to say, I feel like I could have probably finished a couple, but obviously you don't want to say that at the bat. But yeah, good that he's tuned in. And look, he's here now, people. And we'll get into something that I've said this summer about the recruitment, which Farke kind of reiterated in the press conference, man. Nabino saying, can't say I'm happy or unhappy with Okafor, need an unsure button. That's fair. I should have put unsure as the third one. Nabino also adds as well, highlights are decent, but it looks like he hasn't played much for a while. And again, we'll get into that, and it is true. Leeds United comes finally a winger that can take a man on, yeah, but then it's that end bit. And we'll also, but Farke's, he said this, it's not just me, it's Farke as well that said it. Okay, no, not going to bring that one up. Okay, so we'll go into a couple of his quotes. There's nothing that really stands out too much. He signed a 4-year contract, as we know. We've known that for a while, people. He can play in the wing and central striker role. We'll get into that. I think it's an amazing day. I'm really excited, he says. As a kid, I dreamed of playing in the Premier League. That's why, for me, it was an easy decision. Again, another one that's mentioned the Premier League thing more than obviously Leeds United, but we know that. We know what we are at this stage, people. It's not too much to swallow, is it? Pause. I heard that the Premier League is the best league in the world. It's so intense. I have loads of friends that played there or are playing there. I'm really excited. I can't wait. Like I said before, I'm also ready for this new challenge. I know Brendan Aronson. He's a friend of mine. I used to play with him in Salzburg a couple of years ago. And I also know Isaac Schmidt. Don't know how long he's going to be here, but cool. He's from Switzerland, and Lucas Mecha, I know a little bit. For the other guys, I'm excited to get to know them better. In Dublin, I was like, why are there so many fans in a friendly game? And I then saw on the screen it was like 50,000. So I was like, wow. And it was quite loud, but I heard in the stadium, Ellen Road, the atmosphere should be crazy. So obviously, he is, he's buzzing to be here, and he's looking forward to getting to work. Whether that's this weekend against Arsenal remains to be seen. But yeah, look, Bobby, I know as soon as I said it, I paused self, man, pardon self. By the way, Deshaun, another signal. Let's go again. We'll get into that. If you haven't seen my guy Tobes, he's a Tottenham fan. You may have seen him, but obviously, if you've seen the business between Eze and him going to Tottenham, all signed and deal agreed, but nothing actually not signed. Deal agreed between the clubs. Player agreed a contract, but not signed yet because Palace wanted to play their European game today, only to then get gazumped by Arsenal. Go and watch Tobe's video and tell him I sent you, because it's pure entertainment on the collapse of that deal. But yeah, trust me, it's a mad video. But who we're also interested in, because something that he said, which was very telling, and he made it very clear in the interview, was that he is a left winger. right? He is a left winger. He's made it clear that he can play striker, and he made it also very known that if he plays up front, it's in a two, which we don't really do unless we're chasing a game, as we've seen. But he made it very clear his best work is off the left wing. So this is one where he is obviously coming here to predominantly play off the left and will only be used as a striker in case of emergency. So, and we've got this still link with Demirović, and Plettenberg put this out. Demirović remains a player to watch until deadline day. Stuttgart wants to keep him. However, there have been many inquiries from the Premier League, most recently from Leeds and Nottingham Forest. His contract runs until 2028. Demirović is only willing to consider top offers. And what this means to me is, what this says to me as well, by the way, I know there's probably other Premier League teams that haven't been mentioned in this one, but Forest have got Chris Wood. They've got Callum Wendo now. They've still got, what's his name? Someone will tell me. Someone will tell me what the other guy's name is up front. Owoni, it's something like that. Taiwo Owoni. They've still got him up front, so maybe they're going to move him off. But the point being is that I feel that, and stop me if you've heard this before, I feel like we could probably be front runners. I know I've said that with Paixão and also El Canus, but third time's a charm. But it would seem that if he's going to go anywhere, it would probably be here. And again, I want to get into Farke's comments because there's so much to dissect from that. But if we are still in for him, again, it would be a lovely addition. He isn't the itch I would go for first. It would be Mitrovic, but I'm willing to have this guy completely. He's physical, big guy, good touch, clinical finisher in the box as well. And I think he would add a lot to the front line, and Bobby, he must want another striker, which is good news. He said that today. He does want another forward because of the Metcha and Calvert-Lewin situations. Bolo, broad shoulders with a super sticker. Thank you so much. We'll see what happens with that one and if there's any progress. But we'll get into Daniel Farke's comments now. Noah will train for the first time with the group this afternoon. Quality signing, perfect age, 2 big clubs in Italy, high potential, all the skills. We will provide him backing and a stage to find more consistency. If he is focused and he has the skill to make impact. And this is what I've been saying in regards to Noah Okafor. Obviously, he started out as Football Manager guys will know. He started out as a wonder kid and had high potential, did well at Salzburg. He's moved on and it hasn't gone in the same direction, and obviously he's been very, very interrupted with injuries. But that's what Farke has said here as well, to find more consistency. We know he's a good dribbler, we know that he's got pace, but then it's that final end product, which is why he is only a 20 million player as we've bought him, and not a 40-50 million player. So that there is work to do, and as Farke said as well, there's potential there to get even better. Will he realize it here? I hope so, because I want him to succeed here, man. The way he plays football is the way I like my ballers to play. But obviously, I like him to have a finishing product too. But it will be interesting to see how he gets on and when he even gets his first start, because unless it's Daniel James coming out, Nanto, did he do enough? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see when he gets his first start, but there's still healthy competition within the group, isn't there? Moving on. In regards to Calvert-Lewin possibly being involved against Arsenal, we will see on Dominic. He's missed a lot of team training. Every day is important. He makes a good impression and he's well integrated. Fitness, good shape, great character. Getting Bamford vibes here, innit? Getting Bamford vibes with that kind of description. Oh yes, he's on the grass, he's training well, But no, obviously Calvert-Lewin hasn't had the benefit of a full preseason because he's been without a club. So we'll give him that grace, we'll give him that time, but it remains to be seen if he'll make at least the bench against Arsenal. And you'd like him against Arsenal on the bench at least, wouldn't you? Just for that physical presence up front in regards to that, and see what he can do. Nige here saying here, I don't see us getting another forward now. We have DCL, Peru, Mitchell, now Noah, who can play across the front line. It's a different Nige, come on, man. It's a different kind of forward. Noah's literally said he's a winger. And we'll get into why there could be a space freeing up on the wing later on in the comments as well. But it's completely different when you're looking at a striker. And he did mention the fitness of Metra and DCL as well. Moving on to the next one. In regards to more recruits, because someone did try and like lure him in for the James Justin thing. I don't speak about names, but I have addressed the need for fullback and strengthening the defense. Let's see if we do one or two more. It would be beneficial. The pressure is away with Dominic and Noah coming in, but I would not rule one or two more in the offense. And good news on the James Justin thing. If we're looking to get him still, is that it was just a dead leg. So he could feature for Leicester on Saturday. So there is no long-term impact with James Justin from that injury he suffered last week. It was just a dead leg. So that's why I feel like, and I mentioned it yesterday, that the deal will still be on. Ram here saying, I'm not against selling Peru if we can. Well, Peru, I mentioned it yesterday in yesterday's video. Leeds have turned down approaches and he's turned down approaches too. He wants to stay and prove it in the Premier League. He does eventually want to go back to PSV one day, but that day is not yet. But yeah, moving on to the next comments in regards to what Farke was saying. Yeah, key people will stay awake until the last hour of the window. Yep, we know that. Just on about Okafor, he can play. He prefers the left. Can also play second striker or false nine. Delivers end products at the highest level. Yeah, we know all that. Just said all that, and he has everything to impress. It's Barker said this weekend is possible for Okafor to be involved after a decent summer with Milan. So I think I've already mentioned that. But here's onto the news about one of our three in midfield. Ampadu out until the international break with an MCL injury. Tough boy and a blow for us. Hopefully back on the other side of the break. It's not ideal. Our captain, body language is important for us. The main thing in regards to this is that Ampadu is out, and that was one of the biggest strengths I got from the first game. It was a coin flip between all three of who was man of the match for me, and it could have gone to anyone, and I wouldn't be mad at the answer. It's a shame that this has happened. And listen, it's a hopefully back on the other side of the break. It's not confirmed that it will be. It might take a bit longer. So just prepare yourself for the fact that he might be out a bit longer. We know that he came back quicker than anticipated with his last big injury. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this one, but we don't want to rush him back. I would much rather him be out for a couple more weeks longer than rush him back and then he's out for more months. We've done that before with injuries and injured players. We don't need to do it with Ampadu. He's going to be vital to what we're doing this season. So big blow, especially away at Arsenal. It's gonna be a tough one in regards to that, but we've got other people that can fill in, and again we'll get into that tomorrow when we do our preferred lineups and everything else. But yeah, massive blow to have Amps out, man, because he was so impressive for me when he was on. It's just a shame that injuries happen, tackles happen like that, things like that happen in football, but just a shame it's happened like after the first game. Down here saying here it's a big blow. Hopefully Longstaff could do well. Longstaff or somebody else. You never know. You never know. Yeah, big shame, man. Big shame in terms for that. In regards to that with Ampadu. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, DF here. There's always room for more quality. Yeah, we've been through that. In regards to who can fill in for Ampadu, as he mentions here, Anton could play there. EU Grev did well there on Monday. Sean Longstaff is an option, even though he's more of an 8 than a 6. How Tanaka played there when it was clear we would have more of the ball as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that, and we'll give our full opinions tomorrow. I'm not too. He was asked again just to reiterate his stance on what he wanted, because it wasn't clear if he wanted 2 attacking options or 2 fullbacks, and he just said in regards to that, I'm not too strong with my thoughts on the number of additions. Fullback is clear, but with Dominic and Noah, they are good options. 1 or 2 in defense, if we can do it, it would be beneficial. So I think that was the last one with that. Yeah, return ahead is central. Hopefully follows the trend. Now, the other key things with this, what was in this presser, was someone asked him, and it was a great question, a really good question. We often dunk on these journalists for not asking good questions. This was a great question. That was what was brought up, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he asked Daniel Farke, this reporter, the way that we've recruited Okafor, Metcha, and DCL. Is there the concerns of the fans? Are they going to stay fit? Because there is a likelihood that all 3 could be out at the same time. And Daniel Farke said this, and again, I'm paraphrasing it. Please watch the press conference for the full, thing that he said. But he did say yes, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin at his age, if he was fitter in the past couple of years, then he wouldn't have been free, and he cost maybe 40 million or something like that. And also with Mecha and Okafor, there's a reason why that we've got these players and how we've recruited this summer. And I said this sometime last week. I think it was last week. I've said it this summer, regardless, that it did feel like we are, looking at players that have got potential, but they need help staying fit. And he kind of confirmed that today. He said maybe in the future we'll be able to sign 60, 70, 80 million pound players. But at this stage of where we are, these are the kind of players that we are trying to get. So it people were on about, we was kind of joking, weren't we, in the chat and in the comments? Are we going for broken toys? Are we going for I Can Fix UFC? We are. I mean, Farke has literally said it today. So it's really interesting that he's come out and basically, reaffirm that and confirm that for me. It does make you think that with any kind of half-injured player out there with some talent that we could be in for, maybe that's why James Justin is also a target, because he'll probably be 5-6 million, which is pretty cheap for where he where he once was with his talent. But yeah, man, it's Vega. Come on. Stay with OFC. But it is mad because I mean, I've made the joke before, but we literally could have a situation where at some point we could have 4 or 5 out at the same time, and it wouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Like, it literally wouldn't surprise you if 3 or 4 players were out at the same time because of their injury histories. But like he said further on, he backs the club medical staff in their part of keeping players fit, and he give the examples of Byram and Solomon last season. But again, exceptions to the rules, I do think. But this medical team has definitely been better than the previous one. Can't even remember that other guy's name now. Can't even remember his name. I'm sure somebody will. But yeah, bold strategy, Carton. Bold strategy, yeah. But yeah, listen, it is really interesting that he did put that out there, but it does kind of reaffirm a lot of things that I've been saying and what a lot of you guys have been saying as well. He was also asked about Ramazani. And I've got to say here, people, there was politician talk. He went all around the Ramazani question, because obviously with Okafor, Harrison reintegrating himself back into the team. He's also asked if Harrison's going to be here past the deadline. Didn't commit either way on that one, but pretty much it felt like Harrison will be here. So Harrison, Nanto, James, Okafor, what about Ramazani? Went all around the way with Ramazani and said that it all depends on the opponents, regards to how people train. But guys, when he first answered the question, he looked down. So it's not just what you say, it's your body language as well. It's your eyes, it's your movement. You got to read that. And I just feel that Ramazani could be leaving before this deadline. Had it all in my head that it was going to be Harrison leaving on loan, at least just to get him out the way, off the books. But who knows? Good training, money behind the bar for fans. Maybe that's worked, because it looks like Ramazani is the odd man out at this stage. And if you saw how we did the subs against Everton, that will probably give you further proof. Thought it was going to be repaired in the summer when Ramazani come back and said, I understood why the coach, didn't play me much towards the end of the season. I've learned from it. I've come back stronger. But it doesn't look like it's worked one bit, because it looks like Ramazani could be out. And again, you have to watch the press conference to get the full thing of what I'm talking about with the Ramazani question. But he went all around the houses until he come back to just a little sentence on Ramazani. So it doesn't look good, man. Doesn't look good. Yeah, Darren here. That's gone up. Let me just get that. It sounds like he wants Harrison more than Largy. It does. It really does at this point. It really does. Ram here saying, I rate Largy over Nanto. There, I said it. I mean, it's not the hard take that you think it is, Ram. Quite a few people think Ramazani is more talented than Nanto. You're not alone there. Scott here saying here, Harrison can never win you a game. Ramazani can. Ramazani is way better than Harrison. Yeah, it's one of those, man. I think the writing's on the wall. It's feeling very Charlie Creswell-ish right now, isn't it? Not in the fact of the way after the whole, I fire back at your dad scenario in that January window, but just with the way that he's not really on the ends of this. And I mean, if he's not going to come on in a home game against Everton, are we expecting to see Ramazani, touch the pitch against Arsenal away? I think it's unlikely, isn't it? I think it's very unlikely. but yeah, so there it is in regards to Ramazani. I know a lot of people have got questions about that, but I would err on the side of starting to accept that Ramazani might not be here past the transfer deadline. Yeah, we don't do the attitude stuff here, Chris, because largely showing nothing but a good attitude. Both, I mean, the media. First of all, the media team pushed him out all summer with Willie Nanto for all those things they were doing in regards to Red Bull and everything else like that. Look, we don't know the training. We heard for a long time that Isaac Schmidt needed to do more in training, didn't we? And then all of a sudden, Largy's on the outs. Isaac Schmidt's the first substitute on the pitch. You know, I mean, we don't know. Or the only people that know are people in the ground, Daniel Farke's perception, and the training staff. That's it. There's no point talking about anything else because you don't know. You know what I mean. You do not know. Yeah, we've seen this movie before, Creswell. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so yeah, that is it from today's updates, man. So we got Okafor in, Ampadu is out, which is it's a tough blow, man. Absolutely tough blow. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with the match preview and everything else like that. Let me do the poll. So happy with Okafor. I mean, it was very general. And the thing is, once somebody signed anyway, people are usually happy. But yeah, we'll see with this one. I think it's something like 86%. It's disappeared, mate. It's disappeared. What's going on here? Happy with Okafor. Where's the result? Yeah, 85% say yes. No is obviously 15%. Yeah. Deshaun just screaming no in caps. Hyru here saying here, Largy needs to leave. Pains me to say because I like him, but he's 24. He needs game time. Yeah, it's the same thing with Charlie Creswell and others. Mateo Joseph. If you're not playing, man, there's no point you being here unless you're at a Harry Gray stage. Let me correct that because people will pick apart everything I say. Unless you're a Harry Gray, who I do think benefits by staying around the first team in the Premier League, unless the loan is an unreal option for him to go to, he needs to stay. But when you're in your 20s and you're looking to play first team football, if you're not going to play, then you're only taking up a squad space. Well, and you're only going to be unhappy. So, yeah, if Largy isn't going to get the game time and the club make it clear to him that he probably needs to leave before the deadline, hey, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But yeah, there's no doubt he'll have suitors. He'll have suitors for sure. He's a very, very talented player, but he's going to need a bigger stage to show his talents because I don't think it's going to be here. But yeah, people. Darren said, just loan him out. No guarantee Farke is here next season. That's another thing. I don't think it will be a permanent deal. I do think it will be a loan, Darren. So you could have something there, but I think it would be a loan regardless if Farke is here or not. Then reassess it come next summer, like we're going to pretty much do with Mateo Joseph. But yeah, that is it for the video, people. We will be back tomorrow with the preview, so join me for that. Like I say, like the video, free to do. What also is free to do is on the comments bit. If you just scroll across on comments, there's a hype button. Press that one, helps the video out as well. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.